Would you work harder in school if you were paid to have good grades? Not all students are doing the best that they can in school and just need a little motivation by getting paid to have good grades. Now, in 2009, Times Magazine published an article exactly on this very topic, and the research done at the Louisiana Community College Fund said that by offering money as an incentive to motivate students to get good grades, it actually worked. Kids coming out of low-income families showed that the money reward for good grades made them strive to actually get those good grades and take on even more classes. It also made those kids stay in school instead of dropping out. The students who were offered money were more likely to maintain a C average. Now, when I asked students in my local school on whether they would try harder or not if they were paid to get good grades, all of them said yes. Now, they agreed that it would definitely make them work harder and to obtain and making and keeping good grades throughout school. So let's first talk about the benefits of paying students to get good grades. And according to the research done by Louisiana Community College students that were offered money as a reward to have good grades did well in school and took on more classes as well. Kids that were offered the money to having good grades were able to maintain at least a C average. They took on more classes in a hope to maintain and keep getting more money. The students were also more likely to stay in school compared to those who weren't offered money as an incentive to having good grades. Students who were given the money also showed another thing, a psychological benefit. They reported having a good feeling about themselves and their future that was coming. Thomas Brock, MDRC's director for Youth and Post-Secondary Education Policy, said, quote, "It's not very often that the side effects of this magnitude for anything that we test are shown," unquote. With students not trying as hard as they can in school because they just don't have the motivation and the desire to get good grades, is hurting the United States, and it's going to hurt us down the road. When people get less educated because for the lack of effort in school, kids need to be challenging themselves in education to better not only themselves but our nation as a whole. So now let's see some of the things that can be offered to the students at all levels of education, all the way K through 12 and into even college. So students, different levels, shouldn't be offered the exact same reward because they just wouldn't be as motivated the same way as to getting those good grades. For example, a first grader probably shouldn't be getting $100 just for a C. You know, maybe instead of that, offer them 30 minutes of recess at the end of every week. I mean, that would motivate most first graders, I would think, but $100 would most likely motivate 5th and 6th graders for getting a B. And for someone who is in high school, you can increase the money given to them because the classes they take are harder. So for an A, you could give that student somewhere around $500 a semester. And for a college student, the study offered them $1,000 for having a good grade throughout the entire semester. I feel that that is a good amount because all college students could use $1,000 at the end of a semester. Now that we understand some payment types for students that have good grades, let's see how it could help them. Even though people think students should have that natural desire to want to learn and expand their knowledge, students just don't care enough. They just aren't motivated. And if students are offered a reward of money for having good grades, we can increase our nation's high school and college completion rate. Students in all grades all over the United States would have the motivation they need and would increase the school's productivity rates. Students just need a little motivation, a little push through the door to get good grades, and offering them money has been proven to work, so why not do it? And it's also increased the number of classes they take, and they stay in school longer, and then that lowers our dropout rates. So now that we have heard why students should be paid for having good grades, I hope it's easier for you to notice that something needs to be put in place for this to happen. Not all students, though, are doing the best that they can in schools, so we need to give them a little motivation for getting good grades. This has shown that by paying students, it makes them maintain at least a C average, and it makes them feel better not only about themselves, but their future as a whole. So the student, or the school, or college should offer some kind of reward system for their students for getting and maintaining a good grade. And I feel that it is a good thing to do. I know a little bit extra cash in my pocket for having an A would definitely make me try a lot harder in school. Thank you.